Here we go.
Please make welcome your host for the WDVX Blue Plate Special, Red Hickey.
Hey, y'all, welcome to the Blue Plate Special. It is real live music right here in beautiful downtown Knoxville, Tennessee. We're here hanging out inside Visit Knoxville, and you can join us in person. But if you can't be here with us today, know that you can jump on over there to the WDVX Facebook page or our YouTube channel, where you can watch it streaming live right now, or you can watch it later at your convenience. We have two acts for you here today on the show, visiting with us from San Antonio, Texas. Dallas Moore's in the house, and he's going to be up the second half of the show today. To get things started, he's based right over there in Music City, Nashville, Tennessee. Y'all give a great big welcome to Tom Hampton to the Blue Plate Special.
All the things that I remember about that summer we took to the road. You left a goodbye note on your mama's kitchen table. If you didn't get away, you just might explode. And if she missed you, never really show. The spaces in between where we've been and the things we've seen. We store our lessons and our scars. Some dreams are a sad parade, lovers lost and mistakes we've made, hiding somewhere out beyond the stars. You can close your eyes and try to let it go. They're all riding in the sunset rodeo. Of all the places I remember, I couldn't point to anything and call it home. There's so much disappearing in the rearview mirror. You know roots don't set beneath the rolling stone, at least not the kind of roots that we have grown. The spaces in between where we've been and the things we've seen. We store our lessons and our scars. Some dreams are a sad parade, lovers lost and mistakes we've made, hiding somewhere out beyond the stars. You can close your eyes, try to let it go. But they're all riding in the sunset rodeo. The sunset rodeo. Spaces in between where we've been and the things we've seen. We store our lessons and our scars. Some dreams are a sad parade, lovers lost and mistakes we've made, hiding somewhere out beyond the stars. It's like a haunted song on a distant radio. You can close your eyes and try to let it go, but they're all riding the Sunset Rodeo. The Sunset Rodeo. Thank you. Would you look at us now? It's like barely a moment has passed, and we're still here somehow. And they all said we'd never last. Now the song's not the same, even though we're still singing along. And there's no one to blame. Nobody's done anything wrong. It's the price that we've paid to cling to the promise we made. I know you've always got something to say, but now I need you to listen. I know that everyone thinks we're okay. We both know something's missing. But I'll go on counting on us. I need to keep counting on us. To be a ghost in my head, it seemed to put my finger on. But I don't think that it's dead. I just don't understand where it's gone. But if we hit or we miss, we've come too far to settle for this. I know you've always got something to say, but now I need you to listen. I know that everyone thinks we're okay. We both know something's missing. But I'll go on counting on right here counting on us. Just look at us now. Thanks, y'all. Thank you very much for coming out today.
This is Tom Hampton with us here today on the Blue Plate Special. Tom is based out of Nashville, but you're originally...
I'm originally from West Tennessee. I grew up right across the state line from Muscle Shoals in a little town called Savannah, which is, I don't know, I think the population's probably into triple digits at this point. There's not much left there like a lot of places nowadays.
Well, there's, a lot of music come out of Muscle Shoals area.
Once you cross the state line, it's a whole different story. But yeah, there's a Dollar Tree and a Waffle House and all the usual accoutrements.
So, was your family musical?
Not at all. Not at all.
So how did it happen? How did you get the bug?
Well, my mom, for reasons I will never understand, and I wish I'd had an opportunity to ask her, on my 12th Christmas in 1977, got me a clock radio for Christmas. I don't know, I never crossed my mind to get any of my kids a clock radio for Christmas, but she got me, and there was so much music coming out of Muscle Shoals and so much music coming out of Nashville, and I was kind of in the perfect little triangulation spot to pick up all this music from Memphis and Nashville and Muscle Shoals. And I mean, every ring in my tree from that point further out was influenced by what I was able to hear over the radio. And it's, I got lucky. There could have been nothing but, disco stations. So the fact that you guys have a place like this in your midst, I don't know, maybe it's you don't know what you've got till it's gone, but the fact that you guys have this place and this station and you can come here and listen to music and listen to this station on the radio is, you may not realize how lucky you are, but it's a great thing.
Well, thank you. Thanks. So when did you learn when did you decide you could learn to play a guitar?
I started, guitar wasn't my first instrument. Drums was my first instrument. I actually built drums out of buckets and stuff that I found on my grandparents' farm. But I started playing guitar very late in life. It was high school. I joined the Navy out of high school and took the guitar with me because I was already playing drums by then, but the guitar was easier to carry around. And I just started collecting stuff. I found a lap steel in a pawn shop and started playing lap steel, and that transferred to dobro. And so I just started picking up what I could on all these instruments as I went.
How about the songwriting part? When did that come to you?
Well, I started playing solo acoustic gigs, playing under the dartboard in sports bars, just to make money for a while. And I remember I was playing in State College, Pennsylvania, which is where Penn State is. And I just finished up this show, and I heard music coming from this bar in the basement. So this was years and years ago, so I grabbed a business card and a cassette. I mean, you guys probably remember those. I couldn't have that conversation with other people, but I went down and asked the guy, how do I get booked? And he said, well, we've got, DJs Thursdays and Wednesdays and Thursdays and bands Fridays and Saturdays, and this guy's been playing here every Sunday night since 1977. And that was kind of my wake-up call. It's like, if you don't want to be playing in the corner of a sports bar in State College, Pennsylvania when you're 79 years old, you might better start trying your hand at songwriting, because that was the way out. So I started writing songs and made a couple of records in the mid-90s, and started getting, as a result of making that record, I started getting calls for sessions and calls to go on tour with people and stuff like that. So that record came out in 97, and I didn't make another record of completely original material until this one, 27 years later.
Wow. All right. Well, do you, I guess you've been doing different things during that period, but do you, with this new project or the new songs that you're writing, do you co-write? Do you dabble in the co-writing thing?
I haven't really. And I know that Nashville is built on co-writing. Co-writing is in the foundation of the cement in Nashville. And I didn't really go to Nashville to be a songwriter. I was still kind of in my sideman session guy phase when I went to Nashville. And I had done a couple of years touring with Marshall Tucker Band before I moved to Nashville. Then I moved to Nashville and started playing with a couple of folks, and then I joined Poco a few years ago, which was one of my favorite bands when I was a kid. Yeah, I had the Legend 8-track, which was in the 8-track player, and it played on a repeat all night when I went to sleep, like my entire sophomore year of high school. So I got to know those guys over the course of 25 years, and at some point I had done some fill-in shows, and Rusty asked me to join the band. So I was the last person to join that band, and
So that explains sort of the pause in there between the solo projects. And when you're on tour with acts like that, it's kind of hard to kind of focus on a solo thing, which we'll be talking about here more as the program goes on. But so here you are. Now, what's your favorite? Do you prefer standing up there by yourself or being up on the stage with Poco?
well, if being up on stage with Poco was still an option, I would absolutely be there.
We know where the money is.
Well, it's not even a money thing. I just loved that band so much, and when Rusty passed away in 2021, that door closed. And the surviving members of the band had gotten offered a deal to make a record, and so I wrote a bunch of songs for that, and I didn't realize how many songs were just kind of stored in the plumbing, and I wrote like 30 songs in the space of a few weeks for this new project that we did. And then that just kind of rolled over into this, and it's kind of like moving back into the house you grew up in, you know.
Well, yeah, I kind of know what that feels like. So you have merch available here in the house, and Tom's on tour. Friday, he will be in Kennett Square, Pennsylvania. Saturday has a show in New Jersey. TomHampton.com is the website where you can find the complete tour schedule. And of course, we want you to shake and howdy with him after the show and certainly make him feel welcome. But for now, we're going to get more music from Tom Hampton on the WDVX Blue Plate Special.
Thank you, ma'am. This song may or may not be based on a true story about the glamour and the riches of touring with a band that is AARP eligible, if you will. This is called That Song You Used to Know. Thanks for coming out tonight. It's good to see your faces. Yeah, we were just here last summer. We play a lot of the same places. I hope you're here 'cause you remember some of the songs we're gonna play, or for some kind of shared connection to our collective yesterday. The drummer counted off, and here we go, with a band that plays that song you used to know. Now it's not the guys that made the record, it's the guys that made the gig. We're just trying to make you happy, we're not trying to make it big. But see, you don't get to pick and choose from what you've got or what you had. You gotta eat what's on the table, so nights it might not be half bad. We're gonna take this next one nice and slow, with a band that plays that song you used to know. Some nights it's best to run the numbers, play what everyone expects, while you're staring at the backside of the guy who writes the checks. Some nights I look into the eyes of these boys standing by my side. Some nights we're all just worn and weary, but some nights there's a spark of pride. But has it really been that long ago, with a band that plays that song you used to know. And we'll give you just one more before we go, with a band that plays that song you used to know. That song you used to know. That song you used to know. Thank you. So, about 2 years ago, it was after Rusty had passed and after Poco had kind of become no more, George Grantham, who was the original drummer from the band, the original drummer from the 1968 lineup, his health had deteriorated to the point that his wife wasn't able to take care of him anymore, and we moved him in with my family for most of 2023 and took care of George until we could find him an assisted living place. But it was an experience watching somebody that you had known for all those years, just start to kind of lose little pieces of information that they had carried with them their entire lives. And this song kind of came out of that experience. This is called "Disappear." He still seems to remember Oklahoma and Colorado. Might as well be yesterday. Once it was a neon light, but now it's faded, grainy, black and white. So much of the rest slipped away. And he might lie to you and say that he remembers the music or the stories or the years. They disappear. They disappear. Well, everybody said he was the backbone. He sang that harmony so sweet and high. It was a good feeling to know, oh, but that was 50 years ago. His glory days have long since passed him by. And now the tether to his memories faded. The things we cling to in the autumn of our youth, they disappear. They disappear. So we wait to catch the moment when it's showing, that momentary glimmer in his eye. It comes and goes, till there's no way of knowing if it's too early or too late to say goodbye. And now most days, they're just a haze of pills and Pepsi. Afternoons in front of the TV. Well, some days I'll sneak in a song, but he never tries to sing along. It's abandoned him, just like his memory. And there will come a day no one will remember, not the music or the stories or the years. They disappear. They disappear. They disappear. disappear. They disappear. Lord, they disappear. They disappear. They disappear. He still seems to remember Oklahoma and Colorado. Might as well be yesterday. So I'm going to do one more song for you guys. The version of this song on the record is a little more Steve Earle than Stephen Stills, but things being what they are, with it just being me up here, we're gonna do this version. But this song is it's about a guy named Travis that I used to run into. He used to work at a Texaco off of Interstate 78 in Pennsylvania, and the grumpiest dude you ever encountered in your life. You could tell he was a sweetheart, and it was just a thing, but it was his thing. And it occurred to me at some point that maybe the reason that Travis was grumpy was because every person he saw in his life all day long while he was at work was coming and going from somewhere, and he just had to stand there and hand out change and lottery tickets all day long. So that would probably have a pretty profound effect on my attitude as well. But this is another song from the new record. I do have merch here. I do have copies of the new record, and they're going to tell you all about it. But the WDVX fund drive is kicking off very, very soon. So half of anything you guys buy today, I'm giving back to the radio station. So again, I hope you guys. What's that? Jim Croce is a homeboy. He grew up in. Yeah, Jim came from, he lived in that area of Pennsylvania where I lived for some 25 years. Not while I was there, obviously, but anyway, thanks again for paying attention, for coming, for listening, for all of those things, and I hope to see you guys again sometime. This is called Gasoline. Got a shirt with my name on the pocket. I got a Glock under the cigarettes. I got a boss who comes in every morning, stomping around in his sandals and sweats. Now the drawer gets most of the money. I might slip $1 or $2 underneath. Lunch and dinner right off of the roller grill, staying afloat by the skin of my teeth. Feels like the whole world's coming and going. Behind this counter I'm standing still. Cars fly in and out of the parking lot, but I'm stuck here dying on this hill. And I'll be selling you 6-packs and scratch-offs, condoms, ice cream, and caffeine. Watching everyone else going somewhere and going home, smelling like gasoline. Hey, I realize everything's broken, but you go right on ahead and complain. I know you think you're addressing the captain, but I'm just pouring the drinks on this plane. So maybe put your stuff on the counter. I'll ring you up and you'll be ready to ride. And then you can get back on the interstate, and I can get back to dying inside. Feels like the whole world's coming and going. Behind this counter I'm standing still. Cars fly in and out of the parking lot, but I'm stuck here to die on this hill. And I'll be selling you 6-packs and scratch-offs, condoms, ice cream, and caffeine. Watching everyone else going somewhere and going home, smelling like gasoline. Yeah, smelling like gasoline. Yeah. Thanks again, everybody. Thank you so much.
Tom Hampton on the WDVX Blue Plate Special. More information can be found at tomhampton.com. Oh, a month of Sundays is the current project. There's merch available over at the merch table. Certainly shake and howdy with him after the show and thank him for being here with us today on the WDVX Blue Plate Special. Well, support for the WDVX Blue Plate Special comes from Barley's down in Knoxville's Old City. It is home of the Big Plate on Fridays at noon. This Friday, Ramona and the Holy Smokes will be with us. You can find more information about that at WDVX.com. Additional support comes from Visit Knoxville and the Music Office of the Tennessee Entertainment Commission, supporting the creative community across the state through various initiatives and programs. Find out more about opportunities and how to be part of the music directory at tnentertainment.com/music. Now, as Tom was just mentioning, we're about to kick off our fall fund drive. I know, it's late in the fall, but we postponed it because of events that have been going on, that we needed to really be focusing on more than our fund drive. But we're going to kick it off tonight with Tennessee Shines at the Bijou Theater. And then we will start the on-air fund drive tomorrow, running through next Wednesday. So keep us in mind for that. Also, we have an instrument drive going on in conjunction with Wood Songs, where we are helping them collect music for musicians from the disaster who are focusing on just rebuilding right now and not so much music, but we want to help them with the music part. So if there might be an old guitar in a closet or a harmonica or maybe some extra pedals that you're not using or, a fiddle just laying around somewhere that you're not in need of, Visit Knoxville here is a drop-off point. We'll be collecting those instruments. Michael Jonathan will be here on 11:20 to perform, and we will send what we have back with him on that day and continue collecting. More information about that at WDVX.com. It's the man who never stops traveling, y'all. He is always on the road. Well, he's based out of San Antonio, but also multiple other places. Just depends on where and when you catch him. Give a great big welcome to Dallas Moore back to the Blue Plate Special.
I've always fought the good fight for everything I've had. Say my prayers to Jesus, work hard like my dad. I tried to move a mountain so I could paint the town, and built myself a mansion just so I could burn it down. But when my last race is run and my final battle's won and my body here on earth is dead and gone, spread my ashes down in Texas, raise up your glasses and sing my song. Well, I guess I've had a good time from what I can recall, riding high up in in the saddle just before I took the fall. And it should have been the death of me, time and time again. When they count me out, I always fight my way back in. When my last race is run and my final battle's won, and my body here on earth is dead and gone, spread my ashes down in Texas. Raise up your glasses and sing my song. I've always fought the good fight for everything I've had. Say my prayers to Jesus and work hard like my dad. I tried to move a mountain so I could paint the town, build myself a mansion just so I could burn it down. When my last race is run and my final battle's won, and my body here on earth is dead and gone, spread my ashes down in Texas. Raise up your glasses and sing my song. Spread my ashes down in Texas. Raise up your glasses and sing my song. Spread my ashes down in Texas. Raise up your glasses and sing my song. Muchas gracias. Thank you very much. Top of the morning, mi amigos. Ain't it good to be alive in Tennessee today? I'm feeling pretty good today. How about y'all? But let me tell you about last night. I know you're not supposed to tell all you know, but last night I was high up on a wire, just like a treetop flyer looking down. Last night I was wild and free and wandering, never knowing or even pondering that I'd soon be crashing down. Last night I was high up on a mountain, drinking from the fountain of my younger days. Last night I was rolling in the clover, over and over, out there in the purple haze. But today I'm waking up inside this morning coming down, and I'm looking all around and I can't see no signs of life. Maybe I just close my eyes and crawl back into bed and go on back to last night with the dreams inside my head. Last night I took a ride out on the lightning, and my senses were all heightened. I could see for miles and miles, and I saw heaven and my mama and my daddy looking down so sweetly with their ever-loving smiles. Last night I was roaring through the ages, turning all the pages of my old book of dreams. Last night I was sitting at the table of an old storybook fable where I was still the king. But today I'm waking up inside this morning coming down, and I'm looking all around and I can't see no signs of life. Maybe I just close my eyes and crawl back into bed and go on back to last night with the dreams inside my head. Go on back to last night with the dreams inside my head. About last night. Thank you.
It's Dallas Moore with us here today on the Blue Plate Special. So I don't want to ruin his sort of like outlaw persona. But you know, that last song that Tom did there, the gasoline song, that gentleman there couldn't have been is like the most opposite thing to you. Never stops, this man. He is always going somewhere. I don't know. Do you know how many days a year you're actually on the road?
I believe that when I hit New Year's Eve this year, it will be either the 13th or 14th year that I've hit over 300 nights a year.
Like I said, he's always going, and he's always happy. He is healthier than I think I've ever seen him in his life. Beautiful family. Got a big family man, you know, but just living the dream. It seems like
it ain't hurting my feelings.
So
all right.
We're used to Dallas, many of us, you know, traveling with the big entourage and the band and the people, buses and the family and the stuff, all the stuff. But just a little while, last year, I guess last tour, you stepped out to just do a lot more solo gigs on the road. And I know that varies towards the gig, whether you're solo or you're got the full band with you. But you pulled out this new project. That's pretty much you.
Yeah. Gems and Jams. It's my 18th album since 1996. But it's the first time I've ever done a solo acoustic record. So it's 15 songs I wrote, and me and actually not my old guitar, my Mama Majalee's old guitar. My Mama Majalee, she was on the Midwestern Hayride back in the 1950s, and she went on to become a very prominent mountain dulcimer player, and she used her guitar on all of her recordings. And then when she passed away, I inherited that guitar, and I've used it on everything I've recorded, I think since about 2005. So I just sat down with my Mama Majalee's old guitar and played these songs. There's no overdubs or post-production or trickery or anything like that. And it's just pretty much bare bones and raw. And I've been wanting to do this record for a long time, and we finally got around to it. So I'm mixing the solo acoustic dates in between with that and the full band shows and stuff. So it's working out pretty good.
All right. Well, that is available here in the house, but now I think that just makes me, as I'm sitting here thinking, I'm not sure that I ever, going back in time, asked you about your musical beginnings. So you did come from a musical background?
Yeah. My mom, Majalee, like I said, she was on the Midwestern Hayride with a group called the Buckeye Bells, and she recorded at Herzog Studios in Cincinnati, Ohio, in 1951 and 52. I still have her old 78 records that she used to, and the Victrola. I inherited the Victrola. I've got it at our house in San Antonio right now. And she just had she had every Hank Williams and Lefty Frizzell and Bill Monroe and Jimmy Martin, all the old 78s. But then she also had stuff like in her collection of like Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin and Tchaikovsky. She had all this classical music and stuff there, which I thought that was really cool. They played the William Tell Overture, and that was the theme to the Lone Ranger when I was a little kid. I thought that was awesome, you know. So she played all that stuff for me, but I didn't get a guitar till I was and start playing music myself until I was 16 years old. Mm-hmm. And when my dad had come home in the 50s from the Korean War, my mom, she quit playing music for a long, long time and opened her beauty salon. And she had that. And then after I got a guitar and started playing when I was 16, then she took up a new to her instrument, the mountain dulcimer. And she went on to play that all the way up. And she was the president of the Cincinnati Dulcimer Society for many years. And her group was called Sunset Dawn. So I always had, and she was always my biggest influence and biggest fan, cheerleader and everything.
That's beautiful.
But so she got me into music, and then I got her back into music. And we got to record one album together in 2013. It was called Old Time Family Jam. And it was just all bluegrass, Appalachian, and gospel music that she grew up playing.
I'm looking for that.
Yeah, I am too. It's out of print right now, but I think we're going to be reissuing it maybe on her
Okay.
birthday in September.
All right.
Of next year, So.
Well, you all here in the house have the opportunity to shake and howdy with him, but he is going to have to book it on out of here. He will be headed to Salem, South Carolina this evening. That show just booked last night. So, because the house show that you were originally going to do got, well, there was a thing, and
Yeah.
it changed. So, yeah, feel free to stop by the merch table, shake and howdy with him, and thank him for being here with us today. DallasMoore.com for more information. Tomorrow, he'll be in Greenville, South Carolina, Friday in Dunn, North Carolina, Saturday in Hickory, on to Charlotte, and then back to Texas once again. DallasMoore.com for the complete schedule. I'm out of the way. This is Dallas Moore on the WDVX Blue Plate Special.
Jimmy grew up on the streets, and he grew up hard and mean. I'd heard he beat a man to death when he was 17. They said it was a street fight and only self-defense. But the judge, he showed no mercy, zero tolerance. And when you just dropped out of high school and you're not quite yet a man, getting 20 years to life, son, that's hard to understand. 20 years to life, condemned behind the wall. It's hard to hold your head up, but you keep on walking tall. There ain't nowhere to climb, and you can't afford to fall. 20 years to life, condemned behind the wall. Lucy was a pretty girl from down in Tennessee. She never thought that she'd grow up to start walking those streets. But late one night in Knoxville, she got offered the ride, headed down that dead-end road to life's darker side. When that old man tried to force her, Lucy pulled the gun, wound up getting 20 before she was 21. 20 years to life, condemned behind the wall. It's hard to hold your head up, but you keep on walking tall. There ain't nowhere to climb, and you can't afford to fall. 20 years to life, condemned behind the wall. I was pushing 30 when I threw away my life. I walked in on another man laying with my wife. I could have turned the other cheek, turned and walked away. Instead, I grabbed my pistol when he reached for his blade. And now everybody knows just who won that race. Now I'm doing 20 years of life here in this place. 20 years of life, condemned behind the wall. It's hard to hold your head up, but you keep on walking tall. There ain't nowhere to climb, and you can't afford to fall. 20 years of life, condemned behind the wall. Condemned behind the wall. Condemned behind the wall. Condemned behind the wall. Thank you very much. So on this acoustic album, Gems and Jams, there's 15 songs that I wrote, and it's about half brand new songs and half new versions of some older songs that I wrote from way back many moons ago that I wrote. And this next song I actually wrote 30 years ago, 1994. And the only time it ever made an appearance on an album was on my first record that came out in 1996. And I think the record label I was on back then went out of business about a year or two after that. And I just figured it was going to be lost to the world and never heard again. And then, so I put this acoustic version of it on Gems and Jams. So here's a new, it's pretty cool to have something I wrote 30 years ago get a new lease on life. It's a new version of an old country song. fall from her eyes the way they used to when I left her behind. And the time I spend out on the road seems so long. And I wonder if she's there alone in our little broken home. And I've been wondering, is she glad to see me gone? 'Cause she's developing a taste for Merle Haggard and George Jones. And suddenly Miss Rock and Roll just loves those cheating songs. And when I call the house, I get the ringing of the phone. And I've been wondering, is she glad to see me gone? And rain writes its name on my windshield in the night. And I wonder what it is that I've done wrong. 'Cause she changed her looks, she changed her style. When I kiss her goodbye, she smiles. And I've been wondering, is she glad to see me gone? 'Cause she's developing a taste for Merle Haggard and George Jones. And suddenly Miss Rock and Roll just loves those cheating songs. And when I call the house, I get the ringing of the phone. And I've been wondering, is she glad to see me gone? Oh, I've been wondering, is she glad to see me gone? Thank you very much. So, not only is Gems and Jams, it's the first time I've ever done a solo acoustic record. It's also the first time that I ever wrote a little instrumental piece. So I actually hushed and shut up for just like 2 minutes and 3 seconds. Oh my God. This is called Shade Tree. shade tree. Thank you very much.
It's Dallas Moore with us here today on the Blue Plate Special. We're going to get one last tune. I think you need to learn to play that just a little faster.
I'm working on it. You know, you remember when the Darlings would come to town on the old Andy Griffith show?
Yeah.
Briscoe Darling would say, "Let your thumb hang free and join in, Sheriff." I'm working on that.
So we're going to get that one last tune here in just a second. But how about one more round of applause for Tom Hampton, the first half of the show here today? We always encourage our audience to thank our performers for being here with us today. You know, Dallas's show got canceled, and well, for that matter, Tom's show tomorrow night got canceled, so they could have rescheduled and went in different directions. So certainly thank them for taking the time to be here with us. Tomorrow, Haunted Like Human will be here with us, and you can find out more about that at WDVX.com. Of course, tonight is Tennessee Shines with the Andrew Marlin String Band, Rachel Bayman, and East Tennessee's own Robinella. And information on that at WDVX.com as well. Heads Up Salem, South Carolina. It is a pop-up show at Twice a Town Tap Room in that just popped up
Just
last
announced
night.
today.
Yeah. So DallasMoore.com for more information. We're listener supported. There's always a little old donation box back there in the back of the room. A little love in the box keeps the good music going on the Blue Plate Special. Great to see you again, friend. Thanks
Thank you,
for
Red.
coming and
We
being
love
here
y'all.
with us. Will you leave us with the last one?
I can tell upon my triumphant return to Knoxville, Tennessee this morning, WDVX Blue Plate Special, that a sordid crowd appears before me here. And I think some of y'all need a little heathen preaching in your life, and I'm going to give it to you here. We are indeed going up on that mountain one time. We're going up on that mountain. We gonna reach up to the sky. We'll be singing, we'll be shouting. Oh, we'll raise our voices high. We'll be soaking up that sunshine. We'll be working hard all day. We'll be sipping on that moonshine as we dance the night away. We're going up on that mountain. We're gonna reach up to the sky. We'll be singing, we'll be shouting. Oh, we'll raise our voices high. All my brothers, let's come together. All my sisters dance around. All my friends, all my family, oh, will come from miles around. We're going up on that mountain. We're gonna reach up to the sky. We'll be singing, we'll be shouting. Oh, we'll raise our voices high. Everybody leave that city. Everyone is welcome here. Father Time and Mother Nature in this land we love so dear. We're going up on that mountain. We're gonna reach up to the sky. We'll be singing, we'll be shouting. Oh, we'll raise our voices high. We'll be singing, we'll be shouting. Oh, we'll raise our voices high. Up on that mountain. Thank you very much.
Dallas lots more, y'all. Thank you, and join us again next time for more real live music on the Blue Plate Special.